Hey guys, what's going on? A company reached out to me a couple months ago about taking a look at their water filter. I did some quick research on the company. I told them to go ahead and send it out and I'd take a look at it. I've been using it for a while now. I'm pretty confident with it, so I figured I would go ahead and do my review. And what we have here is an all-in-one compact reverse osmosis drinking water filter. It has two filters in the back. One is what they call a hybrid filter. It's a sediment and activated charcoal. The other one is a reverse osmosis. This is a battery powered unit, so the battery and the pump is everything's built in. Back here you have where your water comes out. You have two different water outlets. You have a blue and a white. The white outlet is purified drinking water. The blue they label as domestic water. You use the domestic water for things like dishwashing and hand washing. I'm gonna go over some quick specs on this unit. The hybrid filter will do about 350 gallons. The reverse osmosis will do about 650 gallons. And that's considered the useful life of the filter. Now take into consideration your water source. If you have a heavily polluted water source, obviously it'll be a lot less than that. Now there's tons of videos on YouTube about this system. People taking it, filtering out their black water out of their RVs, filtering out some pretty nasty water and drinking it. Now, it's pretty obvious to me that these people doing this have never had Giardia or any other waterborne illness, because if they had been infected with that and went through the pain of that, they would never take the risk of doing that. Even though the filter's in this system and the system is set up to filter stuff like that, life's all about mitigating risk, and you shouldn't take unnecessary risks, like filtering out your black sewage water just to show how good a water filter is. A couple of things to be mindful of when it comes to water filtration. One, and most importantly, is your source. You want to pick the cleanest source of water that you can find. It's also a good idea to pre-filter your water, even though this is a water filter. I do this by using these cone filters. I get these off of Amazon. We use these filters when we make maple syrup to pre-filter and to post-filter our syrup. Another thing that you should keep in mind is the storage of this unit. One thing that you want to be careful of is not letting the filters freeze with water inside of them. When the filters freeze, it'll break down the media inside the filters, and this will render them ineffective. So now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do a quick demonstration of this system. So behind me is the spring that's on our homestead. Usually up there, I don't know if you can see it in the picture, is the pipe of the upper spring. That upper outlet right there is my go-to for water on the homestead, but right now it's not flowing. Down below you can see the lower spring is flowing great, so that's what I'm going to use. I went and got two food grade buckets. What I'm going to do is dip in, get some water. I'm going to set up my pre-filter. I'm just going to go ahead and pre-filter this water. If you don't have a filter like this, you can always use a t-shirt or a sheet. Okay, now that we have the water pre-filtered, we're going to go ahead and set up the water filter. It comes with this tool right here that's used to remove and install the filters. To me, I just did it by hand. It would have been nice when they designed this filter wrench if they would have cut the backside out to the size of the rear inlet of the water intake. Real quick, this is your water intake pipe. It's about, I think, 10 feet long. This is screwed into the rear of the filter, like so. And this is just placed in your water source. Now I'm just going to put it in the bucket. One thing to be mindful of is to not kink this hose. Being a suction hose, I wish it was a little bit stiffer. Now we're going to come over to this side and we're going to install our domestic water outlet. And these are just push couplings, and then our purified water outlet. Now you want it to run for about 30 seconds before you start capturing the water that you're filtering. Also, when you install new filters, you want to run it for about 10 minutes. And when you do this, you want to use the cleanest water source that you can find. All right, now that's out of the way, we can go ahead and start capturing our purified water. According to the manual, this will do about 250 milliliters or 8 ounces a minute. So here we have the purified water. And it tastes like purified drinking water. The water doesn't have any off taste or aftertaste. I think the system's great for camping or overlanding. It's not something that you want to pack around with you all the time on foot, but as far as throwing it in a vehicle or storing it in a bug out location, I think it would be great for that. One thing that I'm not sure about is storing it. I don't know if you should pull the filters out and store it with the filters out or store it with the filters in. I know after I use it, what I like to do is take it to the house and flush it out with clean tap water. That way I don't have suspect water staying in my filters while it's being stored. Now this is charged with a USB-C adapter. They do make a power station for this, and also they make, I think, a direct plug-in for solar panels. I'll link everything in the description below. I think in the email they sent me a promotional code. If that's still available, I'll link it in the description also below. Check them out, and also if you want to see people filtering out wastewater and coffee and soda and all that, just search the ITEHIL brand on YouTube. And there's plenty of videos of people, like I said, filtering out things that you shouldn't filter out even though it will filter them. Leave a comment below of what you think the best use of this filtration system is. And as always, thanks for watching.